We all remember what the last few years felt like, right? So the big question on everyone's mind is, how do we stop the next pandemic before it even gets off the ground? Well, today we're going to look at a really fascinating strategy coming out of India that's trying to do exactly that. Let's dive in.
Okay, so before you can build a shield, you've got to know what you're up against. We're talking about something pretty sneaky, diseases that make the jump from the animal kingdom over to us. It's this invisible threat that's been around forever, but honestly, it feels like it's speeding up. So, where is the next big one going to come from? I mean, that's the question, isn't it? And you know the answer, more often than not, is hiding in plain sight, right in the world around us. Just think about some of the big ones we've all heard of.
First up, of course, is COVID-19. I mean, it literally shut down the entire planet. It's the perfect and honestly terrifying example of what happens when a disease crosses that line from animals to people.
And it's not a one-off thing. We've got avian flu, or bird flu, which is this constant worry in the background. It's a huge reminder that our health is completely tangled up with the health of animals, like birds and chickens.
And then you have something like Ebola, a really scary virus that also has its roots in the animal kingdom. So you see the pattern here, right? These aren't just random unlucky events. They all have something in common.
They're what scientists call zoonotic diseases. It's a fancy term, but all it means is an illness that can pass from an animal to a person. It could be a virus, bacteria, a parasite, you name it. The bottom line is our health and animal health are not in separate bubbles. They're deeply connected.
So how do they make the jump? Well, pretty much in all the ways you'd guess. You could get it from direct contact, a bite, a scratch, or indirect contact, just by touching something that's contaminated. And then you have the classic culprits, right? Ticks, mosquitoes, they're like tiny delivery services for these germs. And yeah, it can even come through the food we eat or the water we drink.
Okay, now here's where it gets really eye-opening. Get this. Around 60% of all known infectious diseases that affect people, they came from animals. That's more than half.
But wait, it gets even more critical. When you look at the new diseases, the ones just popping up, that number jumps to a staggering 75%. So 3 out of every 4 new diseases are coming from animals. This tells you exactly where the next big threat is probably hiding.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's turn our focus to India, because India is facing a really unique situation here. It's like a perfect storm of factors that makes this risk especially high.
Just look at the ingredients here. You've got one of the densest human populations on the planet. Right alongside them, you have one of the world's largest livestock populations. We're talking cows, goats, chickens. And then you mix in this incredibly rich and diverse wildlife. When you put all of that together in one place, you create this interface where it's just so much easier for a disease to make that leap. So the question is, how on earth do you manage a risk that complex? Clearly, just focusing on human medicine isn't going to cut it. You need a totally different playbook. And that's where this idea of One Health comes in.
Think about the old way we handled this. Everything was in its own little box, right? Human doctors did their thing over here. Veterinarians handled animal health way over there. And environmental scientists were in another building entirely. One Health basically takes a sledgehammer to those boxes. It says, hey, you can't protect people if you're ignoring the animals they live with and the environment you all share. It's all one big connected web.
And this isn't just a cool theory. It's the official vision of India's National One Health mission. The mission statement says it all. They want to build an integrated system. The keywords there are bringing human, animal, and environmental sectors together. So the goal isn't just about stopping the next outbreak. It's about creating better health for everyone and everything in the long run.
Okay, so that's the big idea. It sounds great, right? But what does it actually look like on the ground? Let's get into the nuts and bolts of how they're actually building this health shield. The whole strategy is built on 6 key pillars. First, building capacity, getting all the different experts to work together. Second, creating a nationwide network of top-tier biosafety labs. Third, using the latest tech, like AI, to hunt for new pathogens. Fourth is integrated surveillance, watching for clues not just in people, but in livestock and wildlife too. Fifth, developing rapid response tools, like plug-and-play vaccines, so you're ready to go. And finally, number 6, getting way smarter about how we analyze all this data.
And look, this isn't just a wish list on a PowerPoint slide. It's really happening. That second pillar, the lab network, a huge part of that is already being built out. It's called the IRDL network. That's for Infectious Disease Research and Diagnostic Laboratories, and it's a massive countrywide project.
And this chart right here really shows you the proof. This is the plan in action. You can see these labs popping up all over the country, strategically placed in every region. We've got Lucknow and Delhi in the north, Bangalore in the south, Mumbai out west, Guwahati in the northeast. It's a true national grid. And check out the funding dates. A bunch of these got funded in 2024, and the rest are coming online through 2025. This is real. It's happening now.
So when you step back and look at the whole thing, what's the big takeaway here? Could what India is doing be a model for the rest of the world?
Really, the key idea is a massive shift from being reactive to being proactive. For so long, our approach has been to wait for the fire to start, and then we rush to put it out. This One Health approach is completely different. It's about building a permanent, always-on fire alarm system, one that can detect the smoke and stop the fire before it ever has a chance to spread.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty big question. As the entire world is desperately looking for a way to make sure something like COVID-19 never happens again, could this comprehensive, integrated One Health mission from India be the blueprint we've all been searching for? It's definitely food for thought.